I'm ZHI Wang, so I'm mostly the guy who work on the vGPU in NVIDIA. So I mean, if you, see my presentation in the QVM forum, I think you will know like, how basically like NVIDIA vGPU works. Sorry. Yeah, sure, please. Yeah, so you will basically know like how NVIDIA vGPU works and like what kind of resources need, and also like all the other kind of resources like command channels and the frame buffer, all the stuff, need to be assembled before like you create a vGPU. Yeah. So for us, we have already published like 2 RFC already. Yeah, first RFC is based on the NVKM, the other one is based on the Nova Core. Yeah. And we were like planning to move it faster, I mean, after these 2 RFCs. So we have a plan like for 2 or 3 stages, 2 stages and 3 stages actually. So the first one is like, as you know, like the vGPU, they need a very special configuration for the GSP, mostly larger heap size, and also like for ADIs need the scriber image to be run before like everything work, right? So thanks for other guys' work actually. So many of the dependencies has already been like checked in, mostly in Nova Core part. So that gives us opportunity like we could try to introduce these very minimum basic blocks actually to the Nova Core. So yeah, we have actually 2 dependencies on the Rust-for-Linux. So one is like we need to access the PCI configuration space, to read all these SRV registers in the SRV caps actually, and to put that in the GSP initialization data structure. And I have already posted some patches, and thanks so much for Alex's review. I would just say thank you so much. And also Alice and Alex, I would just say thank you so much. And there are, and also Danilo, so it's like version 6, I think, but I think, we will figure out a solution to move on from there, and the other part is like we need some kind of bindings to be exported for getting the total numbers of the virtual functions. With those 2, I think we will make for the stage 1. And stage 2, we get a little bit more things to do actually. So mostly like we need to bootstrap the vGPU. Bootstrap vGPU actually, we need all these very fundamental components like in the core driver, like allocating memory and allocating, all kind of things like, you have to be able to manage the bar mapping, which you got dependencies on like managing memories and range allocators and, interrupt, and also refinement for the GSPQ, like, those things mostly like in the Nova Core. But we also have one dependencies actually on the firmware control, which is like, upload the vGPU type blobs, and also like we might explore more options like for, how to leverage firmware control more in the future. And then the stage 3 would be like, we could really enable VF, which Peter Koberg is working on the patches, like to enabling the virtual functions from the PCI level framework, and to boot up the VMs. So that's basically the current plan for how to move on from these 2 RFCs. Here I would just say thank you so much for Rust-for-Linux guys, for the help and for the review, and also thank you so much for other guys like Nova Core and Nova guys, for our kind of like patch review effort to make this moving on. Thank you so much. Basically that's the plan for the next, I would just say. So any comments for these or questions? I'm so sorry. Like
I've got a question, but it's just I'm going to repeat a question went on the mailing list, and I'm going to ask so you can say it on camera. So one of the things that was brought up recently by Christian on the mailing list is like when I was discussing, like maybe I'm actually not sure this was on the mailing list. I can't remember. I was having a discussion with Christian Koenig about the split driver architecture of Nova Core and Nova DRM and Nova Core and VFIO, and one of the things he brought up that might be a fun problem was something to do with whether we need DMA buff in the VFIO driver, and whether that's something that we're going to need in the future. We may not need it now, and whether we have looked into it. And I wasn't really sure where we were, because he had brought that up as something when they had considered something like this, but their split was a dumber split than this one. They hadn't really figured out what they wanted to do yet, but they have their separate GIM VFIO driver, and they have their DG4 as well. And I was like, oh, we could do a similar split, but then he brought up DMA buff, and I was a bit like, I don't really know what needs to happen there, so maybe you can.
Yeah, I think, well, for, yeah, go ahead.
Get your screen.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I mean, in this architecture, so mostly like, if you think about the DMA buff, right? So mostly you use the DM buff. I mean, well, mostly from the VFIO part, I would just say. VFIO actually have an like very additional like IO tools, like you can actually query the, your display surface format, all these kind of things. And then after that, actually you can generate, kind of like object, so that you can access. Means like you can actually show the virtual function, the VM's screen. But it actually provides two kind of like type. One is like, you can actually just directly get some kind of, frame buffer like address where you can do the memory map actually. And that was like supported in the QEMU already. And the other part is like you can actually export it as a DM buff object. So for that part, it's mostly like, EGL actually have an extension. Like you can actually generate a EGL image from a DMA buff, and then you get a EGL image, and then later you can turn it into, textures, all the stuff, and then you can, do the compositing in the Windows system, do some fancy things. But for NVIDIA, actually, we support this, the first one, which means like we don't actually need to do the DMA buff things, because the second one, I think, well, it depends on the use case and the customer requirement, all these kind of things. So besides that, I don't think we have any more requirement for the DMA buff in the NOAA core. Actually, I think I also explained that in the mailing list. Yeah.
One thing when we do put something upstream, all of the customer requirements and things. You can often get like, oh, I want to try this out, and why doesn't it work? Someone's like, DMA buff. So I'll just make sure if we definitely dug into it with sufficient that if we know it's either going to work or not work if someone does try to add it later.
Yeah. Okay, so any more questions? So is it online questions? Okay.
Can we write the VFIO bit in Rust yet? Can we write the VFIO bit in Rust yet?
I will let question yeah, but not I'm not the guy, so sorry. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you, and hopefully you enjoy the whole LPC journey. Yeah, thank you.